Good day, everyone. I am Jamaica D. Espeda, a third-year BS Ed Social Studies student of Negros Oriental State University, Shatin Campus. This is Ed 304, the Teacher and the Community, School Culture and Organizational Leadership class. For today's video, I will be discussing a topic under Unit 1, Introduction to Society, Community, and Education, about the sociological perspectives, which is the social dimensions of education, specifically the consensus and conflict theories, structural functionalism, and interactionist theories. The objectives of this report is that at the end of the lesson, the student should be able to first, identify the three social science theories of social dimensions of education. Next, create a graphic organizer that will explain the relationship between consensus and conflict theories, structural functionalism, and interactionist theories in education. And lastly, develop an essay that will justify the significance of the three theories in the function of schools. Sociologists consider education a super important building block of society. They use different ideas or theories to understand how school work and why things happen the way they do in education. These ideas help them figure out how to make schools better. Now, we will discuss the topic consensus and conflict theories. But before that, let us first define the words consensus and conflict. Consensus is a general or widespread agreement among all members of a particular society. Conflict, on the other hand, is a disagreement or clash between opposing ideas, principles, or people which may be covert or overt. Dahrendorf, 1959 to 1968, as cited by Ritter 2000, is a major exponent of the proposition that society has two phases, conflict and consensus, and that sociological theory, therefore, should be divided into two parts, conflict theory and consensus theory. Sociologists have two main ways of looking at society, kind of like two different lenses. Consensus theory sees society working together smoothly because everyone agrees on basic rules and values. This of it Think of it like a team sport where everyone knows the plays and works together. Social change happens gradually as everyone adjusts those rules a little bit at a time. Conflict theory, on the other hand, sees society as a power struggle between different groups. The rich and the powerful control things to keep themselves on top. And social change happens when the less powerful groups fight back and overthrow the old system. Imagine a tug of war where the two sides are constantly pulling against each other. Both these theories are inspired by the work of the famous sociologist. Consensus theory draws on ideas from thinkers like Emil Durkheim and Talcott Parsons, who focus on how shared values keep society stable, while conflict theory is influenced by Karl Marx, who wrote about class struggle, and thinkers like Louis Althusser, who saw education as a tool of control. Imagine society is a giant machine with many parts. Structural functionalism. So now let's proceed to structural functionalism. Says these parts all work together to keep the machine running smoothly. Here are the key ideas. First, interdependency, or everything's connected, just like the part of a machine. Different parts of society rely on each other. Farmers grow food so people in cities can eat. Next, functions of social structure and culture. Each part has a job. Every piece of society, like families, schools, or businesses, has a specific role to play in keeping things going. Third, consensus and cooperation, or we mostly agree. People in a society generally share some basic ideas about what's right and wrong, which helps everyone cooperate. And lastly, equilibrium, or balance, is a key. A healthy society finds a balance where everything works together. If something changes, like a new invention, society adapts to find a new balance. It's like a bike staying upright as long as you keep pedaling. This is a simplified view, but it captures the main idea of structural functionalism. So imagine a school that wants to run smoothly. Structural functionalism is like saying there are different groups in the school: teachers, students, janitors, and etc. And they all need each other. Teachers teach, students learn, janitors keep it clean. Each group has its own rules and expectations. Teachers follow a curriculum. Students behave in class. Janitors clean on time. Everyone generally agrees on these rules because they keep things running well. Schools can function if everyone does whatever they want. If something changes, like a new after school program, the school adjusts the rules to keep things balanced, like adding supervisors for the program. This theory focuses on how society stays stable and organized, not on people fighting or disagreeing. It's like a well oiled machine where all the parts work together. Next and last theory is the interactionist theory. So, interactionist theory has its origin in the social psychology of the early 20th century sociologist Herbert Mead and Charles Horton Cooley. Mead and Cooley examine the ways in which the individual is related to society through ongoing social interactions. The theory called symbolic interactionism that says people develop their sense of self through social interaction. It's like a back and forth conversation and shapes who you are. Here are the key idea. We learn and create meaning through symbols, especially language, not just talking, but gestures. Expressions, and even things like fashion can all be symbols. By interacting with others using these symbols, we gradually build a sense of who we are. It's like a mirror. We see ourselves reflected in how others respond to us. This theory focuses on the ongoing process of social interaction, not just how society shapes us when we're young. It's all about the conversations, big and small, that make us who we are. The importance of this lies in highlighting the multifaceted role of education in society. Education shapes our social reality. It doesn't just exist within society. It actively influences how we think, behave, and interact with each other. Different perspectives provide a richer understanding by considering various viewpoints like consensus, conflict, social order, and individual interactions. We gain a more nuanced picture of education's impact. Critical assessment is crucial. Understanding these perspectives allows us to analyze how education functions, its strengths and weaknesses, and how it reflects or reinforces existing social structures. Indeed, this emphasizes that education is a powerful tool that both shapes and reflects society. By critically examining its role through different lenses, we can work towards a more effective and equitable educational system. So, that's all for my video. I hope you learned something. See you in the next video. Goodbye!